How to improve your English in just 30 minutes per day, even if you don't have anyone to practice speaking with. Today, I'm giving you a plan for how to do this. And because many of us do not have several hours of free time every day, this plan is going to make it very easy to fit English into your everyday routine. I'm going to tell you what to do, when to do it, and how much time to spend doing it. But please remember that each person has a unique situation. Not everyone learns the same way, and not everyone enjoys studying the same way. So this is just an outline. You can take out any part that you don't like and add in other things that you do like. This plan is based on my 10+ years as an English language teacher and also on my approximately 20 years as a foreign language learner. I'm going to give you 4 basic things that I think you can and should do every day. It's best if you can do these 4 things 7 days per week. But if you can only manage to do them 4 or 5 days per week, that's still enough to get some results. Just remember that the more you practice, the faster you will improve. And at the end of the video, I'm also going to give you some ideas for how to find people to practice speaking with. Because if you really want to get good at speaking, you're going to need to speak with other people eventually. To follow this plan, I want you to have 2 things on your phone or tablet, both of which you should be able to find for free. First, you should have an English to English dictionary for when you find new English words that you don't know. It's best to read English definitions instead of translations because this keeps you in English mode and it gives you an opportunity to practice reading. And because you are reading English definitions, you are also learning how to write English definitions. And this will help you in the future when you need to describe things in English. Second, you should have a dictionary that uses your first language. This way, when you know the word in your first language, but you don't know the English word, you can just look it up quickly, easily, and learn a new word. You should also have a small notebook and a larger notebook. The small notebook you take with you everywhere you go so that you can write down new English words when you hear them or see them. The large notebook is just to practice writing. If you don't want to use notebooks and you just want to do this on your phone, that's fine too. The first step that I'm going to give you, you should do every day. Unless your house is on fire when you wake up and you need to run outside or save your family, you should be able to find 1 to 5 minutes to do this every day. Sometime soon after waking up, look in the mirror and say, "Good morning, how are you?" And do it with the same energy and the same kindness that you would use in a real conversation. Think about how you feel, and then answer the question. Today I feel good. Yeah, today I feel good. If you don't know the English word for how you feel, look it up in the dictionary that uses your first language. When you find the word, write it down and say it out loud. Maybe you just learned the word exhausted, which means very tired. Say it out loud, maybe 2 or 3 times. Today, I feel exhausted. Today, I feel exhausted. Repeating it 2 or 3 times is better than just saying it 1 time because it helps you to remember it. And if you have a bit more time, try asking yourself another question, such as, what do I need to do today? Or maybe a more positive question, such as, what am I looking forward to today? Again, Answer the question out loud. Say it. Today, I need to feed my dog, go to the office, submit a report, attend a meeting, and meet a friend for dinner. And again, if there's something that you're not sure how to say in English, look it up, write it down, and repeat it out loud a few times. It's still early in the morning, but you've practiced speaking for about 1 minute, and you've probably learned 1 or 2 new words. Also, you can put a note on your mirror that says, "How are you today?" or "What do you need to do today?" so that every time you look in the mirror, you see this question and you don't forget to do it. Step 2. Where and when you do this step depends on your lifestyle, but the basic step is just to watch a short video designed for English learners. To make it easy to fit this into your routine, try to find a video that's only 3 to 5 minutes long, like most of my videos. Maybe you do this while you are on the train, maybe you do this while you are eating breakfast, maybe you do this while you are sitting on the toilet, but you should be able to find 3 to 5 minutes every morning to watch a quick video. If you can do this sitting down somewhere, take an extra minute or 2 and write down any new words or new expressions that you learned from the video. If you hear a word, but you're not sure how to spell it, try your best to write it down the way you think that it should be spelled, and then, when you have time later, use Google to search for it. Even if you spell it incorrectly, Google will probably understand you and show you how to spell it correctly. And if you have a bit more time, try to write a few sentences using the words that you learned from the video. If you learned words from one of my videos, comment on the video with your sentences, and if I have time, I will try to help correct them. I don't always have time to do this, but I try my best when I see comments like this. And if you had time to write some sentences, now practice speaking them out loud. It doesn't matter if the grammar is 100% correct. This is just to practice speaking, help you remember the words, and become more confident. Step 3. Find 10 to 30 minutes every day to practice reading. Again, you might have to do this while on a bus or on a train, but if possible, I highly recommend doing this somewhere private, somewhere where you can sit down by yourself with a book, your notebook, and a pen or pencil. If you don't have somewhere like that to read, reading will still be good for you, but you will benefit the most if you have somewhere that is private and quiet. This is because I want you to be speaking and writing while you are reading. But let's start with the question that people always ask me. What should I read? I don't care what you read, and I don't know what you enjoy reading, so I can't really answer that question. If you are still watching this video right now and you can understand most of what I'm saying, you do not need to read children's books. You can read almost anything. Just think about what you would want to read if you were reading a book in your first language. Go find a book like that in English. Open it up, take a look at a few of the pages, and decide whether you think it looks too easy or too difficult. And remember that one of the main reasons that reading is important is that it helps you to learn new words. I recommend choosing a book that takes you about 1 to 3 minutes to read per page. And on that one page, there should be 5 to 10 words that you do not know. You should understand about 75% of what you are reading, but there should be some parts that are difficult too. If it's too easy and you understand everything, you're not really going to learn very much. A page that normally takes you 1 to 3 minutes to read is going to take you about 10 minutes to read when you do the things that I'm about to tell you to do. First, read out loud. Don't read in your head. Use your voice to speak every word that you read. If you read a sentence and you feel like your pronunciation was not very good, go back and read that sentence out loud again, focusing on the part that you think you need to improve. Not everyone is good at doing this without a teacher. However, if you are someone who can notice your own mistakes and correct your own pronunciation, this is a great way to work on your pronunciation. If you don't know how to pronounce a word, look it up online. Almost every online dictionary has audio that shows you how to pronounce words correctly. I also recommend recording yourself speaking so that you can hear what you actually sound like and compare it to the examples that you find online. So reading can actually be a great tool to practice speaking and improve your pronunciation. But, like I said earlier, one of the main reasons that I want you to read every day is that it's going to help you to build your vocabulary, to learn new words. Like I said, you should find a book that has about 5 to 10 words that you don't know on each page. Each time you find a new word, look it up using one of the dictionaries that you have on your phone. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, use the English to English dictionary. If you just want to quickly get a translation and continue reading, use the dictionary that has your first language. And every time you look up a new word, write it down in your notebook. It's also a good idea to write down the whole sentence that you found the word in. So when you do all of this, a page that normally might take you 1 to 3 minutes is probably going to take you about 10 minutes. I recommend reading 1 to 3 pages at a time. So that will take you about 10 to 30 minutes, depending how much time you have. However, if you want to enjoy reading more, and you only want to learn 1 to 2 new words per page, that's fine too. Just find a book that's a bit easier. Also, it doesn't need to be a book. It could be a magazine, a newspaper, a blog, anything that has words. And if you have a bit more time, practice writing some sentences using those words that you just learned. And if you have even more time, practice speaking them out loud. Again, it doesn't matter if there are mistakes in the sentences. Writing the sentences and speaking the sentences will help you to remember these words, even if the grammar is not 100% correct. The final step is to review everything that you learned that day. This step can take 10 to 45 minutes, depending how much time you have and how much time you want to spend doing it. You watched a video in the morning. Watch it again. You will always notice something new the second time that you watch a video, especially if it was a bit difficult for you the first time that you watched it. You also wrote down at least 10 new words in your notebook. Check to make sure that you can remember what the words mean, and then practice saying them out loud a few times. Hopefully, you also wrote down a few full sentences. Practice saying those out loud as well. You read 1 to 3 pages in a book. Read those pages out loud one more time. You've already read those pages once, and you've already looked up the difficult words, so this time it should be much quicker and much easier. If you are reading at home or somewhere where you don't want to bother other people, you can go ahead and read it silently. But I highly recommend reading it out loud, speaking the words, in order to get more speaking practice. So those 4 steps only take maybe 30 to 75 minutes total, depending how much time you spend on each one. And what's great is that if you are really busy, each step can usually be done in less than 15 minutes. So you don't need to find 1 hour to study. You just need to find some small breaks in your daily routine. Most of us have 30 to 75 minutes of free time in our daily routines, but we usually spend it doing other things, so we think that we don't have it. If you usually go out to lunch with your coworkers, eat in your office, and study English while you eat, that's an extra 30 to 60 minutes right there. I don't really care what you do, but what I want you to understand is that you probably have time to do these 4 steps at least 5 days per week. Just remember that 30 to 75 minutes per day is really not a lot of time. If you want to improve very quickly, you can do the same things that I mentioned in this video. However, you should be doing them 2 to 5 hours per day, 5 to 7 days per week. Also, while these steps are very useful and you can improve a lot using just these steps, you really should be looking for opportunities to speak with other people. You are never going to be amazing at speaking with other people unless you actually practice speaking with other people. So, if you have time to do this, here are some other ways that you can find opportunities to practice speaking with other people. Go on the internet and search Find English Partner. I guarantee that you can find some free websites or some free apps that will help you to find a partner. Or join the Find English Partners group that is attached to my Facebook page. There are already about 50,000 people in that group who are looking for partners to practice English. Start an English club with your friends or family. Do fun activities together, but only speak English. Look for a job that requires you to speak more English. Or pretend that English is the only language that you speak. Go to a restaurant that you have never been to before and speak to everyone using English. Those are just a few of my ideas, but there are also many other ways that you can practice speaking English as well. And finally, if you have the time and you have the money to attend English classes with a teacher, I highly recommend that you do that.